What could you be missing out by continuously saying no to things, by continuously passing over opportunity, by passing over opportunity repeatedly? What is that risk here, or what's at stake? Welcome to the It Matters podcast. I'm your host, Walter Perez, and let's dive in as we help you grow your mindset and elevate your leadership. Hey everybody, welcome back to the It Matters podcast. I just want to say thank you for joining me in another episode. Honestly, I'm so grateful as I've been thinking lately of the type of conversations I've had, the kind of guests that I've had on the podcast. I feel full. Like, I've been learning so much and being able to have these conversations, hearing the stories. We've heard stories of breakthrough, of failure, of winning. And just different things that will make us better as a leader. And I just feel great because that's exactly why I am doing these podcasts. I feel really committed that I want to bring quality conversations. I want to talk about things that matter and be able to get you to think. Maybe I'll challenge you a little bit, encourage you a bit, but I just want to help you lead at a next level. I want to help you and equip you in wherever you're at, become a better leader. And so I appreciate you joining me. And can I just take one moment and say that if this is helping, if this is adding value to you, if this is making you think, can you please share? Can you comment? Let us know what you're thinking. Maybe you have a question. Maybe you have a thought. Pass it our way. And I would love to hear from you. And you probably know somebody that needs to hear some of these topics that we're talking about. And so you would be doing us a solid if you pass this on and you invited others to this community of the It Matters. And so we can continue to grow and become better leaders together. And so, so lately I've been thinking about a few things, and I wanted to bring you another solo episode. I wanted to bring you a solo episode on this idea of poor leadership. Now, there's a few different ways to define poor leadership for sure, but I wanted to go down a different angle today because I saw an acronym for the word poor. POOR. And I wanted to break that down a little bit today because I thought it would be really important to chat about this. And the acronym for the word poor is passing over opportunity repeatedly. Passing over opportunity repeatedly. And so I know that in this podcast before, I even did an episode about learning how to say no as a leader. And I think that's still very valuable and it's important. But where we need to be aware is that if we have made a lifestyle out of saying no to things, then we might be passing on opportunity repeatedly, and that's no good because a leader needs to be a visionary. A leader needs to be able to know how they're going to lead their team, where they're going towards. Do they have some dreams? Do they have goals? Do they have a plan? Are they being strategic? There's things that we as leaders need to practice to be able to lead people well. And that is going to take us into a realm of having to say yes to things and having to try new things because opportunities do come. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that because you could be practicing poor leadership by saying no and by overlooking opportunities and by not even tapping into opportunities because these opportunities could lead to some great results. So maybe let's pause for a moment and maybe let's talk about potentially why you might be saying no and why you would be passing over opportunities repeatedly. As I'm thinking about this and I'm reflecting about the times that I've done this. And can I be honest with all of you? I still do this, and that's why I'm talking about it. I am continuously, trying to work on these bad habits that I have and learning new ones. And this is an area that I want to continue to work on because I do pass on opportunities. I do say no to things that I probably should have said yes to. And why is that? Well, sometimes I just don't want to get comfortable. Or I don't want to be uncomfortable. I am too comfortable, and I don't want to get uncomfortable. And so maybe I'm scared of experiencing a new thing or I just don't have all the details, so I just don't want to go into the unknown. And so I don't want to be uncomfortable that way. But it's crazy because over the years, I have learned that actually being uncomfortable should be one of those things that leaders should practice because some really good things happen. But maybe let's talk about maybe not feeling prepared. Maybe you don't feel like you're not ready for whatever that opportunity was, and so you're just going to say no. Well, what about if you're not feeling equipped? You don't think you have the tools, you don't have the the mindset, the knowledge. I mean, you can insert whatever in there, right? Maybe you don't feel worthy. I think this one's a big one. We end up judging ourselves on past experiences and failures and or wins even, or things that worked out or didn't work out, and we end up judging ourselves from there to now and going, well, I know what happened last time. Now, there's a valid point in there because we should learn from our experiences, we should learn from our failures. I even say learn from your wins. But we end up judging ourselves and we think that, hey, we're the same person that we were 10 years ago, we are today. And even if you unintentionally didn't focus on growing, you probably learned a couple of things. You probably grew a little bit. But the thing is, that's why it's important to grow, because we get to evolve as an individual and we get to learn from all of this. And so maybe you're afraid of past experiences and that's why you don't want to move forward with new opportunity. Maybe you're afraid of making the same mistake again. Maybe you're afraid of failing again because last time it hurt and you're thinking it's going to hurt this time again, or maybe even more. And so you're caught up in this mindset that that yeah, it's better to say no because it's better to play it safe. And then we end up catching ourselves not taking risks. And risk is a part of business, it's part of growing, it's a part of leadership, it's a part of doing new things. And so I wanted to point those out because these are the same things that I've thought of over and over, and why I have been frozen in time at times, because I didn't want to try new opportunity. And so though it's healthy to say no, and which we should have healthy boundaries for that, but let's make sure that we're also saying yes to things and we're trying new things. Because what might you be missing out? I was thinking about this and I wanted to kind of walk through this. What could you be missing out by continuously saying no to things, by continuously passing over opportunity, by passing over opportunity repeatedly? What is that risk here, or what's at stake? And as I think about some of the thoughts, is that every opportunity could bring an opportunity to add value to people. Leadership is about serving. Leadership is about caring for others by adding value to them. And sometimes when we say no to things, we're only thinking about ourselves and we're not thinking about other people. And I love to think about other people because leadership comes alive when we serve them, when we add value, when we believe in people. And so maybe we're really kissing off opportunities where we can really build people up. I want you to think about that, and maybe you've done that lately. Maybe you're passing on the opportunity to learn. Well, yeah, you haven't had that experience or that opportunity, but how are you going to grow? Sometimes we grow in the tension when we get uncomfortable because we learn different ways to think. You have the opportunity to talk to other people. We have the opportunities to learn from other people's experiences, other people's failures. You've heard me say that before. So when we are saying no all the time, we don't even know what we're saying no to. We might be saying no to an opportunity that could have added so much value to us, that could have made us better as a leader. What about this idea of collaborating? What if you would have been able to meet people that could have added value to you? What if you would have been able to collaborate on a project, on a thing that you're doing, where regardless of whether you're in business or not, or you're in the nonprofit world, or maybe even just for your family's sake? Collaborating is key, man. There's things that you could do that will make you better as a person. What about the opportunity to grow and mature? I strongly believe and want to encourage you that you get on this train of growth, because We need to grow if we're going to lead at a higher capacity, at a higher level. In some scenarios, our organizations are growing, and we need to keep up with it. If we don't grow, if we don't learn, we are going to become the ceiling. We're going to become the cap, and the reason why things that are under our responsibility won't grow. And so, understanding that when we have opportunities to learn and grow, we should take it, because if we don't, it could have some higher and big implications that we might not even comprehend in this moment. What about this idea of creating new relationships, right? Yeah, we talked a little bit about that already, but you get to create more relationships, and we get to create new friendships. Uh, what about taking your business to the next level? What if saying yes to an opportunity was going to be the thing that you needed to just climb up that ladder one step higher, to climb up that stairwell one step more, that was going to give you a new perspective, a new view, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things. And so by saying no, we're probably kissing away the opportunity to build, or to lay a solid foundation, or to be able to continue to expand, not just grow, but expand our territory, and expand the way we do things. It's just the way we think on all this. I would hate to say that we might even be kissing away experiences. Whether they're good or bad, we talked about the reason we might not be doing this is because we don't want to fail, make mistakes. Well, if you think of failure as fatal, I can understand why you may not want to try. But what if failure is just another part of the process? What if to be successful in however way you want to define that, whether that's through your spiritual walk with God, whether that's your relationships at home with your wife, your children, what about relationships with friends and colleagues, or however that looks like? What if this is all about to making you better so you can be a better human being that then adds value? Okay, I believe that all of you have potential in some shape or form. But if we're going to tap into that potential, we're going to have to do things a little bit different. If you want to change the things that have been happening in your life and you're not happy with it, well, you can't continue doing the same thing over and over. You're going to have to try something new and do something different. The leadership is going to have to look different, and we can't be afraid of that. I want to encourage you to have the core values. I want to encourage you to have foundations and principles in place. They matter. There is certain things that we should not be shaken by, and we should have them in place. But we got to remember, man, that leadership is an art, and things happen organically. Things change. Times are changing. Seasons are changing. Circumstances are changing. We don't lead through our emotions. We don't lead through the circumstances, and we don't panic, but we're people of principle. And then we also learn how to lead people differently, because people are different. And so I'm excited to continue to talk about these kind of things, because I want us to take a journal. I want us to pause for a moment and say, okay, what have I passed on in the last little while? Where has my poor leadership come out? Where have I passed on an opportunity repeatedly? And maybe ask yourself why. Do that self-assessment of a discovery of, like, why am I passing on? What am I afraid of? What's the common denominator? What is the common reason that I give? Okay, what could I be doing if I would have said yes to that one opportunity I said no to? How could that have changed my life? And then just go, okay, I'm gonna be looking for opportunity. And I have this hunch, by the way, that opportunity is not necessarily lacking in your life. It's just that we don't know what we're looking for, and we don't know what to focus on. In fact, we're probably focusing on the wrong thing. And remember, what we focus on, we feed, and what we feed grows. And so that could work either in negative situations or in positive situations. And so have some dreams, have some vision, write some goals down, so then you know what kind of opportunities you should be saying yes to. You know what lines up with your values. And the moment that you start practicing that, man, you're gonna, even the ones that you're unsure of, you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna try that. What do I have to lose? I have, worst case scenario, I just maybe used up some time, I used up some resources, but I'm gonna learn. go into every opportunity with the mindset, I want to add value to people, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to expand my capacity in my skill set, in my strengths, my weaknesses. I want to be able to learn how to eliminate those. I want to be able to build on my strengths. I want to be able to learn from other people, and just, you're going to become such a valuable leader, not only to yourself, but to others, because you're continuously trying to grow and be better. And so, and it starts with you. If you're the reason that you're not moving forward, well, you're also going to be the reason that you can move forward. And so make that the reason. Get out of the way, go look at the person in the mirror and say, okay, I got this. I'm not going to be defined by my past. I'm going to create the new future, and I'm going to create this path in this journey, and I'm just going to enjoy it. And it's not just going to be so black and white. I'm going to go enjoy the journey, and we're going to have fun while leading others, because this can be fun. And this doesn't have to be so, in the mindset of I have to do it all on my own. Invite others into the journey. Don't do it in isolation. You've heard me say this. It's about community. And that's why we're doing this as well. And in this process, I have no doubt that you're going to lead better. You're going to be a better leader, not just now, but in the future. And because, as we love to say around in this podcast, it's a win-win when the leader leads well. Let's go win, and let's go help others win, so then we all are making an impact in the world. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.